Let's talk about coach speak. Yesterday, Kyle Shanahan was asked an impossible question. One of the reporters asked him, "Hey, Kyle, do you still think that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be your quarterback next year? Guy's under contract. What is Kyle supposed to say?" So what he said was, "Yes, I very much do believe that." And then when asked why, how can you say that you believe that he's going to be on the team next year? He went on, he said, "Well, you can't say anything with certainty. I can't make any promises, first off." And he said, "Well, technically, Jimmy Garoppolo isn't too expensive for a quarterback." That's true. And he said, "Technically, we can win with Jimmy. We've proven that." That's true. And he said, "He's basically a competent starting quarterback in the NFL." That's also true. And he said, "We would have to find an upgrade if we're going to move away from him." Yeah, that's true. I think they're going to find that upgrade. Dad, what do you think?
Well, first of all, he said, "I believe." He said, "I believe."
I believe. Giving himself an out.
That's not saying it. He will be. You can believe a lot of things. You can believe in the Easter Bunny.
And then when they get rid of him in 2 months, and then you go back and say, "Kyle, you said you believed that Jimmy was going to be here." He's like, "Yeah, I did at that point. I was being honest."
Right. Iggy, who asked the question?
Oh man, I think it was Jacob Hutchinson from KNBR, who I really like. Just said, following up, are you still saying he's going to be your quarterback? It's an impossible question. He has to say yes. So he said, "I do believe," and then he moved on. And then Cam Inman came back and said, "You said no." It was either Cam or Eric. I think it was Cam. Said, "You said you believe it. How can you be so certain?" Which is a fair follow-up.
Those are good questions. What I want to say is a shout out to both of them.
Yeah.
Because you got them to answer.
Yes.
Those were very good questions, and I want to applaud the both of them.
The thing with Kyle, as opposed to Harbaugh, if you keep pressing Harbaugh, he'll shut down. If you keep pressing Kyle, he'll answer the question. He's almost like he might not answer it the first time, but he can't help himself. Just follow up twice, and then he'll kind of give this look and then launch into it. So you need to ask the questions.
So what it seems to me he's saying is, we're with Jimmy until something better comes along. Doesn't it sound like that to you, Iggy?
No question. And I know him. He hasn't even started looking at the college quarterbacks yet. He's coaching the team. So he can say, "I love Jimmy," but he doesn't even know who's available. And then in a month or two, he'll know all the college quarterbacks and he'll be in love with 2 or 3 of them. And he'll say, "I like that one better than Jimmy, that one better than Jimmy, that one better than Jimmy. Let's make it happen." So he doesn't know that right now. Right now, he can honestly pass a lie detector test. Well, maybe he can't pass a lie detector test, but he could probably convince himself that he's telling most of the truth.
Iggy,
but not nothing but the truth.
What is Garoppolo's record in his last 9 games?
5-4.
5-4. Let's be real clear on that. When Garoppolo came in, he won the 5 in a row, and he has a great win-loss record. But not lately. Lately, he's almost a 500 quarterback. We also want to remind people in the NFC Championship game last season, he threw 8 passes? 8. That is a slap in the...
Didn't complete. Threw. Yeah, completed 6.
That's a slap in the face. That's like when you run out of quarterbacks and all of a sudden a wide receiver has to be the quarterback. That's how you treat him. So I'd have to say, again, in Kyle's soul, there's a lot of doubt about Jimmy Garoppolo. Otherwise, he never would have done that.
And I agree with Kyle about it. I found some advanced statistics about Jimmy Garoppolo that basically shows what Kyle, I think, believes. Kyle believes that he's manufacturing all of this stuff for Jimmy, all the easy throws in the flat to Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, all the play action stuff where he's creating voids with scheme. There's a stat that Jimmy Garoppolo was the worst quarterback in the league last year in 2019 on straight 5-step and 7-step drops. That's just straight dropping back, no play action, nothing. I mean, it's like, I can't really do much for you here, quarterback. You got to drop back and read the defense and throw. It's very difficult. And it's what Joe Montana was great at. It's the hardest thing to do as a quarterback, and it's what Jimmy stunk at. So from Kyle's perspective, I'm manufacturing all this stuff for you, but when it's finally time to drop back and throw, like when we're down 7 in the 4th quarter, you're the worst in the league. So I think it's fair for him to be like, can I get someone that I don't have to prop up as a passer? I mean, you don't run. You don't scramble. And when it's time for you to do something on your own without me helping you, you can't do it. So I think that's what he's looking at. And if he can find someone who's a little bit more competent in that stuff, he would go. I think he'd like Derek Carr over Jimmy Garoppolo.
I would. And it's interesting. At the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have felt that way. I thought Jimmy declined. When he didn't play much, he wasn't very good in the first game. And Derek Carr has really improved.
Right. He has. But we also have to come back to the point you made earlier. Kyle, you need to address that quarterback coach and that offensive line coach, because it doesn't, if you don't, it won't matter which quarterback you draft or trade for. It won't. You'll ruin them. Or maybe you won't, but your underlings will.
And it's on you, Kyle.